video low and you put Kobe over KG, I wouldn't be upset. If you put Kobe over Dirk, I wouldn't be upset. If you put Kobe over Steph, I wouldn't be upset. I think between 7 and 20, it's fluid. You can make your case.
Yeah, I mean, your take on Sabonis.
Brandon, you're live.
Yeah, I want to say two things. So I do think Lowe was angry over Clay, and that's part of why he made the video. But with Pensar and his take on Sabonis, your take is lazy. You didn't do your homework, because if you look at when Sabonis played in the European leagues, he was nowhere near the best player in those leagues. The best player in those leagues at the exact same time Sabonis played was Oscar Schmidt. Oscar Schmidt was a far better player in those European leagues than Sabonis, and he was also a far better international player than Sabonis too. But you don't have Oscar Schmidt in your top 15, and you don't have Oscar Schmidt as being better than Kobe. So it seems like you're just being lazy and ranking Sabonis high with no basis, because Sabonis was nowhere near the player internationally in the European leagues or in the NBA to remotely justify him being better than Kobe.
I could have sworn Oscar was a Brazilian, but I could be mistaken.
He was a Brazilian.
Okay.
He was, but he played in Europe. He played in the European leagues.
Okay. Maybe, yeah.
So do you have Oscar Schmidt ahead of Kobe, yes or no?
No, I don't.
But Oscar Schmidt was far better in the exact same league Sabonis played in at the exact same time.
How was he better?
You don't have a standard. You're just putting dumb shit out there to get clicks and views. You have no standard.
That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it.
It's my opinion. I just gave you facts. Oscar Schmidt was the best player in the 88 Olympics by far. He was far better than Sabonis, and he was
better
far
in what way, Brandon? Better in what way, Brandon?
You don't even have Oscar Schmidt ranked, let alone Oscar Schmidt ranked ahead of Kobe.
I just want to know if he go.
Okay. Because Oscar Schmidt,
Brandon, could you, Brandon, hold on. Could you tell us how in what way he was better than Sabonis?
Yeah, so Oscar Schmidt he averaged almost 10 more points a game. His volume was higher. He was considered by far, nobody would debate this, he dominated the league. He was the best player literally in the exact same league at the exact same time. His efficiency was comparable. He's a better passer and playmaker. Sabonis averaged less than 2 assists in these European leagues. I mean, there's not a human being alive, including someone that Sabonis was dating, who would argue that Sabonis was better than Oscar Schmidt in these leagues or internationally. So if you're not going to put Oscar Schmidt ahead of Kobe, and you're not going to have an all-time ranking for Oscar Schmidt, you have no fucking standard. You're just talking out of your ass.
Yeah, where do you rank Oscar?
You sound real
Schmidt?
angry.
Where do you rank Oscar Schmidt?
No, I'm not angry. I'm just your take is absurd.
He's what? He's top what?
He's top 75 for me.
He's top 75. So you have Sabonis top 15, but you don't have Schmidt top 50, even though Schmidt was far better internationally and far better in the European leagues. And by the way, Schmidt
scorer.
in the 88 Olympics, Schmidt averaged over 30 a game. Sabonis averaged 13.
No, Oscar Schmidt in the 88 Olympics averaged 42 points. He was
I said over 30. Yeah,
I want to be clear, and he shot 50-some% from behind the arc on 8 threes. He was
ridiculous. Drazen Petrovic was also ridiculous. I'm not putting either one of those guys over.
Numbers were nowhere near close.
But then you're admitting you have no standard, right? You're just putting BS down. You have no standard. You have no criteria.
Dude, I'm talking about how a player fits into the style of game that we're talking about. If you put a prime Arvydas Sabonis, we have seen worse versions of him dominate in the NBA. Okay, we have seen players like him. We have seen shooting bigs and how much stress they put on drop bigs. We've seen that. So a guy who can shoot the way Sabonis could, the guy who can play make with more space in the NBA than was available in FIBA, it would actually be to his advantage. Everything in the NBA was more to Sabonis's advantages, in my opinion.
Okay, so first of all, you're grossly overrating Sabonis as a shooter. When he played in the European leagues, he made 1 3-pointer game. So you don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up. You shut the fuck up. Keep the fucking thing energy, you dumb motherfucker.
You literally watched one game of Sabonis and then made a video to get clicks and views. Your take is atrocious.
I've been talking about Sabonis for the last 15 years.
The other thing is, I want to make one final point to Low on Kawhi. Low, the point that you're missing with Kawhi, Low, is that Kawhi always had significant more defensive responsibility than Kobe. Kobe was a good defender. Sometimes he guarded the best player on the other team, but Kawhi was the one guarding Durant and Westbrook. He was the one guarding Giannis. He was the one holding LeBron to 35% shooting. So if you look at Kawhi's plus minus in the playoffs, Kawhi's plus minus is 160 points better than Kobe's. And Kawhi was more efficient than Kobe, even though he had significant more defensive responsibility and he was playing loaded teams too. Kawhi was a better player than Kobe in his prime. He had injuries. I would never rank Kawhi ahead of Kobe because of the injuries, but Kawhi's peak 2019, Kawhi was the best offensive and defensive player in the playoffs in 2019. Kobe can't say that in a single year.
Okay, Brandon. So
he was. You think
right,
he was? I just quick question. You think he was a better offensive player than KD or Curry in 2019?
Yes, with his efficiency, absolutely yes.
Is that all, Brandon?
Durant and Curry always struggled against physical defenses. Kawhi didn't. Kawhi carried in 2019, and Kawhi also didn't have the spacing or talent around him that Durant and Curry did that year either.
Okay.
All right, I'm out.
All right.